Alright boys, balik lagi sama gue Yogan di Matahari Dinihari bagian kedua. Masih bersama si karakter original kita yang disebut sebagai Hunter alias pemburu. Jadi, seperti kalian lihat di kiri atas tuh, objektif utama kita adalah ngobrol sama si Nico and the gang. Mereka ada di bawah situ. Tapi sebelum itu, kita akan cek-cek di sini terlebih dahulu, ya kan? Mumpung areanya luas kan, mending dieksplorasi dulu. Nah, ini peti cuma bisa dibuka sama kunci tertentu ya. Tuh, Arcane Chest hanya bisa dibuka oleh Arcane Key. Arcane Key-nya cara dapetinnya gimana bang? Nanti pokoknya tersebar di beberapa area lah. Ini simbol untuk magic di sini. Kita belum dapat, biarin aja. Nanti sering berjalannya cerita kita akan dapat itunya. Dan gue sebisa mungkin juga pas di bagian cutscene akan diem ya. Biar kalian bisa nikmatin ceritanya sama dengerin mereka ngomong.
I definitely helped, but no, that's the one thing I can't do. Hunter. Not sure if you remember me, but we met briefly before. I'm
the witch who called me back from the grave.
Told you.
Or Nico, but either works. And this is
Robbie Reyes. Oh man, never thought I'd be standing next to you. Got quite a rep. I mean, caretakers told us stories.
That's Ileana.
Привет.
And I think you already met Blade.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
Whoa, how did you?
Your power. I can feel it. I always do.
So, welcome home. I guess
I never left.
Right. Well, we can fast forward through the tour then. The Abbey is still, well, you know, the Abbey. Basic stuff. Dorms, war room, library, a few places to chill, and, whatever the hell the Forge is. Have to say, for a haunted transient castle raised on the cursed grounds of Old Salem, it's pretty cozy. Of course, that doesn't stop us from adding some improvements. We can all thank Robbie for the Wi-Fi. Oh, and one more thing. We've got some new house guests now. You think we're a fun bunch, just wait until you meet them. Speaking of, we're here.
Yeah, okay. Spend 10 minutes in this place alone, Bruce, then see. Oh, gotta go. Show's about to begin.
You following me, Doc? Maybe you should go introduce yourself to the youngins.
I'm sure they know of the Sorcerer Supreme, and I wasn't following you.
How long have you two been sharing a room now? A day?
Oke, ini jadi gue jelasin dulu, ini adalah ruangan briefing ya, tempat kita ngejalanin misi. Nah, ini meja tempat kita ngejalanin misi nanti. Terus pintu yang ketutup ini adalah perpustakaan. Nanti bakalan kebuka sendiri. Terus ini nantinya juga bakalan jadi ruang kendali, cuman upgrade-nya belum ada. Ya, ini barang-barangnya juga belum kebongkar. Nanti pokoknya. Dan ini nantinya bakal jadi buat tempat buat forging, buat bikin kartu baru atau nambah-nambah skill. Oh, ini kita mesti mungut lagi nih kartu-kartu kayak collectible gitulah, kartu tarot. Terus ini kita inspek dulu
Intriguing.
barang-barangnya si Doctor Strange. Seperti yang kalian lihatnya ada lilin, ada tabung-tabung percobaan. Ini ada meja kerjanya Doctor Strange nih sebelah sini. Tuh kan buku-buku juga.
is something.
Dan di sebelah sana yang syarat dengan teknologi abad kekinian adalah
Interesting.
meja kerjanya Tony Stark alias Roboman. alias Iron Man ya. Kontras sekali ya. Sebelah sini teknologi, di sebelah sini mistis. Ketika teknologi ketemu sihir ya begini jadinya.
Curious.
Ini jubahnya si dokter. Si Steve lagi terkagum-kagum dengan jubahnya si dokter.
Hey there.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
What is this?
Oh, Pagamoto. Nah, nanti kita bisa bikin skill baru di sini nih. Di meja ini nih. Oke, segitu dulu yang di sini di forge-nya. Selanjutnya kita ke ini meja tempat kita beli ini hadiah. Setiap karakter punya punya ketertarikan tertentu lah sama hadiah tertentu. Jadi nggak bisa sembarangan ngasih hadiah. Ini tempat nge-gym. Terus ini tempat sparring juga sama karakter lain. Itu si Logan lagi sparring. Dan si Wanda lagi ngelamun. Entah ngelamunin apaan. Mungkin ngelamunin abangnya, si Quicksilver. Terus ada Spidey tekedi-kedi lagi ngadem di kolam renang.
Ready to fight some crime?
Belum pak, nanti dulu. Saya belum ganti baju. Terus ini simbol-simbolnya nanti ada maksudnya nih buat mecahin puzzle. Ini Walkhtrough juga berguna nanti buat puzzle. Ini kita buka dulu petinya. Ini sekarang gue bisa ngebuka peti tanpa pakai kunci deh. Nah ini kamar-kamarnya mereka nih. Ada kamarnya Wolverine, ini kamarnya Illyana. Ini siapa nih? Kamarnya Wanda. Ini kamarnya Spidey. Kamarnya Nico, kamarnya si Steve. Ini kamarnya si Dokter. Ini kamarnya Robbie alias Ghost Rider. Dan ini nggak tahu nih kamar apa, kosong. Ini nggak tahu. Ini kapel kecil. Kita ambil dulu nih fire rodnya buat puzzle. Ini kita inspek dulu.
Fascinating.
Pokoknya apalin deh urutan-urutan simbolnya nih. Ya di sini juga kamar mereka. Ini kamarnya si Banner. Ini kosong. Ini kamarnya si Captain Marvel. Kamarnya Tony. Dan kamarnya Blade. Oke, terus ini tadi kita masuk dari sini ya. Nah ini nantinya bakalan jadi kamar kita nih, cuma belum bisa kebuka. Ini adalah kamarnya si Sarah alias caretaker. Terus ini seperti yang dijelasin Nico tadi adalah tempat kita nonton TV, main game, tuh ada konsolnya ya. Atau kalau mau minum-minum bisa di sini. Tuh daftar minumannya ada. Atau mau nyantai di sini dekat api unggun sambil baca buku bisa. Ini kita buka dulu petinya. Oke, kayaknya semua udah gue jelasinnya. Saatnya kembali ke sini. Nah ini si caretaker nih.
Prophecies be damned. It's good to see that face again. You look like it was yesterday.
And you look older. How long was I in that crypt, Sarah?
No more than a few centuries. You were missed.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now.
Yeah, so speaking of
Lah,
Tell
lah.
What? The kid's literally speaking of Lilith.
Ya, ngebug dia.
That's my name.
Tony. That's, Carol and Dr. Spooky.
Mana Toninya? Astaga.
Help with what, exactly?
Lah,
Oh, I don't know.
Lah.
Throwing the magic amulet into the volcano? Smiting the dragon mother?
aduh.
You are the chosen one, after
Ya
all.
elah.
Do you recall anything of that last encounter, child?
Masa nongol Doctor Strange doang?
A voice. The rest is hazy.
Oh, a voice.
Disumpah dah.
A voice? That's what we
Sumpah,
have to
ngebug
go
lu.
on?
Results of your long crypt sleep, most likely.
Aduh.
A minor inconvenience. Everything required to restore those memories is contained within my sanctum. I will simply alert Wanda to prepare the necessary rituals.
Di, apaan banget sih?
What? Straight to voicemail?
Disumpah, ngilang semua loh.
Must be mystical
Si Doctor Strange doang yang
caused by this
normal.
little pocket dimension of yours.
Apa-apaan nih?
Agatha can help.
Allow me. Alato.
Whoa, what kind of network you running there?
The all-seeing eye of Ereshkigal who judges, bound to enchanted Babylonian soul.
Ini bisa di skip gak sih? Bisa. Bentar. Gak bisa nih, ini mesti diulang nih.
I think you mean big ego.
Masa ini sih, masa ngilang semua?
Unless they can help us get to Wanda.
Maybe you should
Tuh
go
kan
introduce
nongol
yourself
semua
to
kan,
the
buat
others.
tadi ngebug tuh.
I'm sure they know of the Sorcerer Supreme and I
Oh, berarti emang kita mesti kesini dulu kali ya. Tuh kan baru nongol semua.
It's good to see that face again. You
Gak tau
look like
kenapa
it was
tuh
yesterday.
tadinya bisa hilang semua
You
tuh.
look older.
Nah, ini baru. Tuh kan nongol semua. Iron Man-nya di situ.
How long was I in that crypt, Sarah?
No more than a few centuries. You were missed.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now.
Yeah, so speaking of Lilith.
Tony?
What? The kid's literally speaking of Lilith.
Tony.
That's my name.
Tony. That's, Carol and Dr. Spooky over there. Here to help.
Help with what, exactly?
Oh, I don't know. Throwing the magic amulet into the volcano? Smiting the dragon mother? You tell us, kid. You are the chosen one, after all.
Kocak sih nih
Do you
Tony-nya.
recall anything of that last encounter, child?
There was a voice. The rest is hazy.
Oh, a voice. That's it? A voice? That's what we have to go on?
Results of your long crypt sleep, most likely.
A minor inconvenience. Everything required to restore those memories is contained within my sanctum. I will simply alert Wanda to prepare the necessary rituals.
What? Straight to voicemail?
Some sorcerer supreme.
Must be mystical interference caused by this little pocket dimension of yours.
Perhaps Agatha can help.
Allow me. Alato.
Whoa, what kind of network you running there?
The all-seeing eye of Ereshkigal who judges, bound to enchanted Babylonian soul glass.
We just call it the mirror table.
Wanda!
The dark force, pushing against the wards. Stephen, where are you?
That's impossible. Nothing on Earth could possibly affect those wards.
Wanda's in trouble.
Wanda is trouble.
I'll go.
You'll need my help, of course.
Then let us make haste, Dr. Spooky. Our hunt begins now.
Bilang Dr. Spooky. Oke,
There
misi
isn't
pertama
time
kita.
for a refresher, much less that sort of training regime. You'll have to trust that the hunter's past experience is enough.
Taking a big risk with your chosen one.
Ya.
With everything going on right now, we simply cannot afford to lose contact with the Sanctum or Wanda.
Ini kita cuma bisa nampung tiga superhero ya. Nggak bisa lebih. Ini berhubung kita belum punya item jadi masih kosong. Ini kartu combo nanti akan kepake. Oke, kita lanjut dulu.
Even given the fluctuations in the astral spectrum, I should be seeing something. Are you ready? The prophecy of the Midnight Sun does not linger, and neither should we. Lilith possesses the Darkhold. If she forced her way into my Sanctum Sanctorum once, I suspect she can do it again.
You are a sorcerer supreme. Can you not predict her movements?
Normally, yes. But since your mother breached the Sanctum, my sense of the future has grown volutinous in nature.
Is that another language, or...?
Fuzzy. My predictions are fuzzy. For the first time as Sorcerer Supreme, I cannot foresee how the future unfolds, and with my apprentice in danger, we cannot tarry.
Coba kita pilih yang kedua.
I understand the urgency. Your apprentice is in grave danger, yes?
Wanda is no mere apprentice. She is the Scarlet Witch, one of the strongest magical practitioners I have encountered. But she hasn't channeled such power on her own since... Never mind. One crisis at a time. I do not doubt Wanda's capability, but without my predictive acumen, I cannot bolster the wards should she need it. Still, the wards are woven into the Sanctum's very essence. They should hold. In any case, all will be revealed with time. I suggest we make use of it while it still functions. We should hurry. As much as I'd love to hear a first-hand account of your exploits, time is of the essence, I'm afraid.
Ayo dok. Nah, kalau mau jalani misi kita ke situ tuh. Nanti si Magic akan buka portalnya. Dia emang spesialis buka portal ke dimensi lain.
About time.
Not just about time, Mr. Brooks. Time, space, reality, the building blocks of magic. All must be constant for my portals to work properly. Yet as we now know, that is no longer the case.
We've heard.
Several times. Otherwise, I would still be hunting Dread Maidens in my sleep.
Indeed. And while I certainly appreciate the view of this vista, I fail to see how it will hasten our return to the Sanctum.
Magic is the answer.
No, as I've just stated, magic is the problem.
Your magic is... not ours. The ground you are standing on exists within two worlds. A mystical anchor point to Ileana's realm that allows her to... well, I'll just let her show you.
chaotic but secret realm, beyond the influence of Lilith. Thus far.
Are you certain of that? Because I am sensing all kinds of...
Dark energy. That feeling you're being watched. General hellhole vibe.
Yes.
All these potentialities converging at once? Truly surprising feat, Miss Rasputin. For someone so young, of course.
You think this is crazy? Wait until you see Manhattan.
From here, magic can open gateways to just about anywhere on our planet, and beyond. We don't want to risk punching through the wards protecting your sanctum, Doctor, so we've chosen a safe exit a few blocks over instead.
Couldn't be worse than the last time.
It was just a simple miscommunication.
Ocean Avenue. I said Ocean Avenue, Magic.
Hey, I'm walking here. All I ate today was a bagel.
Well, at least we know the wards of protection are still in place.
For now.
I suggest we hurry.
Arm Alpha in position. No one's getting through.
Welcome to New York.
I hesitate to call this good news, but I'm seeing minimal Hydra resistance between you and the Sanctum.
Looks can be deceiving, I'm afraid. There's no way these foot soldiers are behind the disruption of the wards of protection.
Oke, jadi pertama-tama kita akan pakai si Blade ini serangannya nggak ada yang knockback, cuman dia bisa ngasih status berdarah atau bleed. Jadi setiap musuh yang kena status bleed, di gilirannya darahnya akan berkurang. Jadi kita pilih, kita serang yang ini dulu, opsirnya. Tuh kan berdarah, nanti di gilirannya nih darahnya bakalan berkurang. Terus kita pakai Baltak. Kalau critical berarti nambah damage. Jangan dulu deh. Lebih guna kalau 4-6 heroism. Kita pakai bentar. Ini dulu deh. Langsung mati nih. Ini buat bikin serangannya si Hunter jadi critical.
Welcome assistance.
Satu kartu lagi, habis itu selesai. Nah ini nih.
Let's try I'm skeptical of your chances, but stranger things have happened.
Selesai.
We will never forsake her.
Oke, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1 Gak apa-apa.
They're not quite ready to give up just yet.
Kan mati. Itulah karena status berdarah.
That gamma spike we detected in your area seems to be growing. Let's assume that's not a good thing.
Gamma or not, I feel the hand of my mother at work here.
Ini bisa chain 4 nih, 4 musuh. 2 3 4. 3 mati dan satunya belum mati.
You do not have to show off for me, Blade.
Heroic combo card. Ini combo antara dua superhero nih. Tuh bisa dibaca keterangannya ya. Selanjutnya kita pakai ini buat ngikat musuh. Jangan deh, kita satu aja. Jangan Holy Burst.
Give the mother my regards in hell.
Oke dok, habiskan.
A doctor and a powerful wizard. Impressive.
Selesai.
Misguided as they are, remember, Hydra is still human, Hunter. Not Lilith.
You were saying?
The lifeblood of the mother pumps through our veins. The mother is eternal. Hydra is eternal.
Wanna bet?
Wanda!
Wards! Weakening! Cannot let them fail!
Association is not going to like this.
No.
I'll handle it.
Or not.
We do not fear your magic, little wizard. We have answered the mother's call. We are Venom to all who oppose her. And you are lost.
Oke, bos pertama kita.
Well, that certainly escalated quickly. Do I even want to know what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom. Until now, a pale imitation of a very heroic young friend of mine.
We will feed your untied wizard, marinated in
moment. Just what this battle requires.
Let's do this.
Level up Blade.
I'm on it.
Playtime's
You only delay our meal.
Ya, ngikat. Ouch. Gak apa-apa. Kan berdarah lo. Oke, kalau musuhnya keikat begini, emang harus diserang.
Are the rest of your mother's children so chatty?
Hey, shut up.
Thankfully, no.
Ini dah. Oh, kan langsung mati. Oke, cuma segitu. Dan dokter level up.
No escape from me, demon.
Hold up. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Hey. Paidi tekedi-kedi.
I was in the neighborhood, you know, being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
Spider-Man!
Jeez, Eddie, what happened to you? That's sort of a horrifyingly terrible new look. The tongue was gross enough, but whoa! Someone is extra touchy today.
We will rip your face off and suck the marrow from your bones!
Always nice to see you too, buddy. So, I'm thinking your friends here could use a little break. How about I take Eddie here for his afternoon walk? Don't worry, Doc. That's just his way of saying he cares!
Yeay, bintang 3. Tuh, setiap kali kita menang kita dapat cover komik kayak gitu tuh.
Congratulations.
New world or not, some things remain unchanged.
The look.
What look?
Boldly charging headfirst into the jaws of your enemy. Courageously risking the lives of yourself and your teammates. Just to play the hero. This is the Fire Dragon all over again.
Fire Dragoon. My memories may be fragmented, but as I recall, I killed the bastard.
And all it cost was a village.
Of course. I see it now. The look.
Cut him some slack. It wasn't that simple.
It never is. Which is why I sent you to help. If Spider-Man hadn't come along today, we could have lost far more than
the Sanctum?
Or Wanda.
She means I could have died. Again, putting an end to her eternal crusade against my mother.
You've been through a lot. For now, it's enough that you all made it back in one piece. More or less. We'll talk more later. Get some rest.
Oke, seperti yang kalian lihat ya. Ini kayak kita nanti disuruh bicara sama Tony. Coba apakah kita udah bisa ganti kostum? Belum bisa. Atau enggak? Nih, kan kita udah ada nih. Kita ganti aja nih. Passive ability. Terus colornya bisa diganti. Untuk sementara pakai ini dulu.
Not to be the nagging old lady, but I told you not to push too hard.
Iya. Yuk Sarah, masuk sini. Ngapain lu hujan-hujan di situ? Masuk angin nanti.
That is something.
Yelena Nikovic.
Curious. What is this?
Nah, ini ada peti lagi. Banyak collectible di sini ya, di luar sini.
That was a complete fiasco.
And it would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived.
Nah, masuk gua kayak gini nih, jamu-jamu gini. Jamu-jamu kayak gini tersebar di tuh beberapa area di sekitar sini nih, pekarangan Abby-nya. Mana lagi? Nah, ini nih. Ada lagi tuh. Gak apa-apa, kita kumpulin dulu aja. Oh, ini makamnya Agatha. Nanti kita bakalan ke situ. Ada lagi? Nih. Nah, kita belum bisa kesini nih. Nanti kita dapat kayak semacam magic gitu. Terus, nah ini ambil juga. Ini kartu tarot. Kita explore dulu aja sebelum masuk ke misi utamanya. Oh ya, sambil jalan-jalan gue mau ngasih review dikit. Kalau Midnight Sun ini sebenarnya ada film animasi, bukan film sih, serial animasi pendeknya. Jadi kalian bisa buka di YouTube tuh, ketik Midnight Sun, cari playlist yang namanya Midnight Sun, apa ya tadi judulnya, prequel short ya, Midnight Sun prequel short. Jadi di situ ada serial animasi pendek sebanyak 5 episode dan durasinya juga nggak terlalu panjang, cuma sekitar ya nggak nyampe 10 menit lah. Di situ yang nyeritain kejadian-kejadian sebelum di game ini. Jadi siapa sebenarnya si Hunter ini, terus orang tuanya siapa, terus kenapa si Lilith jadi jahat, terus apa hubungannya si Lilith sama Sarah, dijelasin semua di serial-serialnya. Terus gimana cara ceritanya si Nico, Iliana, Robby sama si siapa Blade bisa masuk ke sini, dijelasin nanti di ceritanya gitu. Bagus loh animasinya juga, nggak nyangka bakal ada serial animasinya. Nonton aja. Oke, hai Tony. Halo.
Hey, for what it's worth, I think you did okay out there. You got some decent hang time, even given you were wearing, what, 70, 80 pounds of chainmail? On the Stark scale of reckless yet daring heroics, I give it a solid 6 out of 10. Don't worry, you'll get there, with a little help.
Get where?
And where exactly am I going?
Oh, that's the real question, isn't it? Sky's the limit for you, my friend. Unless you'd be up for wearing a space helmet. You do breathe air, don't you? You know what? It doesn't matter. I couldn't help but overhear Auntie Caretaker over there telling you to get some rest. That sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose I could keep you company on the way, seeing as our rooms are in the same direction and all. Besides, no one should be forced to walk the hallways around here alone. So, here we are. The old room, huh? It's not bad. Functional. Solid construction. Almost cozy. Love the antique furnishings from the early Mephisto collection. Full transparency, Hunter, there's another reason I asked to join you here, other than my abject terror of this entire facility. Stopped here before, while you were out. Wanted to surprise you with a nice little housewarming present. Was all set to write you a lovely welcome note, but I'm fairly certain that wasn't red ink in your quill.
I assure you, there is nothing to fear here.
Well, it's easy to say not to be scared of things that go bump in the night when you are a thing that goes bump in the night. I don't even watch horror movies, and now I'm living in one.
Horror movies?
Oh, you'll love them. Imagine a painting come to life. Moving, talking, telling a story, one that just happens to be pulled from your very worst nightmare. Or just stop by my room. Fairly certain there's one hanging there already. Well, I suppose I should leave before whatever monstrosity that is most definitely hiding under your bed jumps out, rips my face off, and then proceeds to feast on my soul. I'll leave you to it.
May your sleep be filled with pleasant dreams, Tony.
Right back at you. Oh, and if you hear the shrieking of a grown man, please ignore it. It's just me, walking to my room.
Nah, ini dia nih kamar kita. Pinnya kebuka. Coba kita buka dulu hadiah dari Tony. Apa ini?
Hi, I'm Tony Stark. But if you're hearing this message, you already know that. When I'm
Oh,
not
baru
saving the
kebuka
world,
nih
I solve the world's
superlinknya.
problems with technological means, like the one you're holding. I call it the Spark, a secure information and communication device built only for superheroes. It does all the usual, private messages, pictures, and calls for some reason. But it also comes with access to Superlink, a private social network exclusively for your cape-wearing, world-saving compatriots. You might ask, Tony, aren't you just repurposing a failed product from your communications division? If you do, I'll revoke access and let everyone else know you're a jerk. I call it the Wonder Man rule.
Tuh kalian lihat ya. Kayak postingannya si Robby Reyes. Dia posting first post pertama. Terus yang respon ada si Nico. Tuh kalian bisa baca sendiri ya. Nanti kalian bisa post di YouTube kalian. Tuh si Iliana selanjutnya. Ini dia kayak protes gitu. Kayak merasa bersalah gitu, kayak mereka ninggalin Wanda sendiri. Kayak merasa si Dr. Strange yang tanggung jawab. Karena si Wanda kan berada di didikannya Doctor Strange. Terus ini cover komiknya yang kita dapat tadi. Tuh. Keren ya. Atau bisa di-convert ke painting juga tuh. Oh, berarti cover-cover komiknya mesti kumpulin dari nol lagi ya. Kan posisi kita di sini, kamar kita. Ini apa ini? Lunar Hunter nih,
My
collectible
old
juga.
Maybe it is time I start writing in it again. We were all so happy then.
Itu yang lagi duduk tuh Agatha, yang lagi berdiri si Sarah. Dan anjing itu adalah namanya Charlie. Nanti jadi peliharaannya si Hunter. Oke, kita belum bisa keluar. Kita periksa lemarinya ada apa aja. Nah, ini nih yang gue bilang nih, tuh. Semua kostumnya, semua outfitnya, dari yang biasa, langka, tuh ya, sampai yang epic, dan yang legendary pun juga udah ada. Dari game sebelumnya udah keimpor semua. Udah, terus ini mau rotate tuh, lihat. Tampak 360-nya, 360 derajatnya. Terus kita lihat lagi ada apa lagi. Nah, ini mau buat ganti penampilannya si Hunter ini. Ini baju renangnya. Tuh, terserah. Udah lengkap semua kok, tenang aja. Terus ini tato muka ya. Terus ini tuh aksesoris buat kepalanya, lowernya, masker. Terus ikat kepala bisa, terserah mau pakai apa. Combat outfit belum bisa kebuka. Nah, ini tato pas di combat outfitnya, terserah, tergantung selera kalian. Kalau gue sih nggak usah pakai. Ini juga sama. Full face prop. Ini yang topeng ya, jadi nutupin semua muka. Oh gitu. Oke, apalagi room upgrade. Nah, berhubung gold kita udah 2000, ya udah. Beli-beli aja semua. Ini armor pertama kita, terus beli lagi. Ini beli juga. Terus ini ranjangnya Charlie. Ini bingkai. Nanti dulu ya kita beli yang bingkai mah belakangan aja. Ada sofa, ada meja juga. Ini hordeng. Kaca ntar dulu. Memadani. Oh ini. Oh ini tempat naruh senjata. Yang bingkai-bingkai gini belakangan aja deh. Chandelier. Terus rapian. Memadani. Kaca. Ini upgrade lemari. Udah sisanya bingkai-bingkai semua ini. Kita mulai dari sini dulu. Coba. Oh belum bisa ya. Ntar. Sebelumnya kita ini deh ganti penampilannya si Hunter. Best appearance. Kita ganti warna mata juga. Wih gila nih, keren nih. Tapi nggak usah lah. Gue mau ganti model rambutnya aja. Kayaknya yang paling cocok antara ini sama ini juga cocok. Ini sama ini doang deh. Yang lainnya agak gimana gitu. Kayak nggak cocok aja. Menurut gue ya, menurut gue. Nggak tahu kalau kalian. Ini deh windswept deh. Udah. Oke, ini kita disuruh tidur. Tapi sebelum tidur gue akan mengakhiri dulu video gue kali ini. Semoga kalian semua terhibur ya. Mohon maaf kalau videonya terlalu panjang. Kalau merasa terlalu panjang gue akan potong bagian-bagian yang gak perlu. Oke, sekian dulu video gue. Jangan lupa like, comment, share, dan subscribe video gue. Gue Jorgen, sampai ketemu lagi di Walkhtrough Matahari Dinihari selanjutnya. Skol.